Good day. Welcome to Be Your Best, Make Things Happen 5.0, 20 minutes of inspiration, motivation, leadership, purpose, and success. This is our fifth time together, and I'm sure we'll definitely have a great time today. It's exactly one more week to the end of the month of June, and 1 week to the end of the first half of this year. I I hope each and every one of us has had a great month. In case if the month hasn't really been what you really expected or what you really want, I just want to say a quick prayer for you that this remaining week, this remaining few days to the end of this month of June will be months of good news for you, will be months of testimonies for you. I know many of us have been participating on the Hallelujah Challenge with Nathaniel Bassi. Many of us have been praying. Many of us are believing God for certain things, even as we are praising God and thanking God. I pray that this will be a season of answered prayers for you. That you will end June 2017 on a great note and begin the second half of this year, the month of July, even on a more powerful note. I see all your goals, all your targets coming together for you. It's morning over here in Lagos, Nigeria. We just had early downpour this morning. Everywhere is cold. I don't know what time it is where you are, but I believe that this weekend will be a great weekend for you, will be a restful one for you, will be a fulfilling weekend for you. So it's Be Your Best, Make Things Happen 5.0. My book is still out there, Beconomy, the economy of becoming all you are created to be. 32 life lessons to help you in your pursuit of the creative life. Good morning, Lisa 707. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, Dark Charcoal. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. Be Your Best and Make Things Happen this morning. So my book is still out there, Beconomy, the economy of being, the economy of becoming all you are created to be. 32 life lessons to help you in the pursuit of the creative life. If you have not gotten yours, I implore you to go get yours. It's not like anything that you have read, trust me. So many people have been sending me reviews of how the book has blessed them, of how the book has impacted them. If you have not gotten yours, just go to my page on Instagram. In my bio, there's the link there to the first chapter of the book. You get the first chapter of the book for free. Once you click on that link, in a matter of seconds, you get the first chapter of the book for free. So read it and let me know what you think. Part of the reviews I've been getting, thank you so much to everyone who has sent their reviews. I really appreciate it for taking out your time to read and for taking out your time to let me know what you think about the book. Thank you so much. I have one review here. It's from Olusegun. I just want to share it with you. Olusegun says, I just want to take a few seconds to talk about the inspirational material from Mr. Kayode Kolade called Beconomy. I must emphasize to you that I am one of the least serious people out there, but I can assure you that in this book, good morning, Taurid. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning. So he says, I must emphasize to you, that's Olusegun now talking about Beconomy, I must emphasize to you that I am one of the least serious people out there, but I can assure you that in this book, there is seriousness with unseriousness. It caters for every single person out there. I am always a strong advocate against motivational books and materials that just want to tell you what to do. But Beconomy has taught me that in the minutest of areas, being a movie critic, being a gamer, like there is something tailored for everyone out there. And I just want to urge every one of you, just give it a try. Don't be that skeptic that goes, oh, he's going to tell us how to live our lives. He's going to tell us how to make money. Why isn't he a millionaire? Just try it for yourself and be rest assured, Beconomy is the book for you. So thank you so much, Olusegun, for that review. So that's what Olusegun has to say about the book Beconomy. Thank you so much. And basically, I appreciate his review so much because that's really what the book is about. It's not one of those books that is just trying to box you or trying to tell you how to live your life or just browbeating you over the head. In the book, basically, what I just do is that I share my story. I share, and even the parts that I talk about concerning my story are even the mistakes that I've even made along the way in trying to live the creative life. Mistakes that, honestly, when I think about some of them now, I really feel so ashamed of myself. And many of them, in the process of writing them, there was even a point where I was not even sure, should I really share something like this? Is it not too is it not too personal? How will people take it? Won't they feel somehow about reading something like this? But I dared to talk about, to share those aspects of my life, because I said, if I'm not being authentic here, then what am I doing? What's the essence of writing another book like every other person has written? Good morning, Love Freeman. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. So I said, what's the essence of writing every other inspirational book like those out there? There should be something different about what I'm writing. How can I connect? How can I really, really connect to people? And that's why I dared to share many of those stories that seem sensitive, but the truth about it. Good morning, Beliza Fabrics. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here this morning. But I did talk about many of those stories, many of those sensitive issues. And honestly, the feedback I've been getting is people have really appreciated that I dared to go that far to talk about those things. Good morning, I am noted. And good morning, Bafok Giawu 10. Thank you so much for joining. And people have told me that, look, they are so grateful that I dare to talk about those things. They feel the book is very authentic. They feel the book is very down to earth. And I share many of those stories. There are mistakes that I have made and, in quotes, look tragic. But many people that have read the book have read many of those stories and have come away laughing because I dare to share those stories in a humorous way, and I am so grateful that it has really blessed quite a number of people that have read it. So if you have not read it, just like Olu says, just give it a try. I know many of us are skeptical about some inspirational books or motivational books that just leave you hanging dry, don't tell you the brass tacks, don't tell you how it really is. Trust me, Economy is not one of those books. In Economy, I talk about how it really is, what has been my experience. I share my struggles, I share my mistakes, and I now bring out the life lessons I have learned along the way. So if you have not gotten yours, I encourage you, please do go get yours. If you go on my page, you just in my bio there, the link is there. Once you click on that link, in a matter of seconds you get the very first chapter of the book for free. So read it and let me know what you think. Good morning, Ine Gabi. Thank you so much for joining. So read it and let me know what you think. The title of the book again is Economy, the economy of becoming all you are created to be. 32 life lessons to help you in the pursuit of the creative life. 32 life lessons to help you live the creative life. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I said I was going to talk about something this morning, and I said I was going to talk about how to deal with disappointment. How do you deal with disappointment? So in just few minutes, I'll just quickly share. I believe that this will help some of you that are listening to me. How do you deal with disappointment? I'll just quickly say that having a learning mindset is the best way to deal with disappointment. Having the mindset that first of all, what I'll just say is that when I talk about dealing with disappointment, I'm not saying that you should never get disappointed. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that, oh, you should just go through life without any form of emotion, without any form of feeling. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm simply talking about is how to not allow the disappointment stop you, how to not allow the disappointment slow you down, how to not allow the disappointment preventing you from being your best and making things happen for you. That's what I'm talking about. So how do we deal with those emotions that sometimes can really, really feel overwhelming? And one thing I would just say is that instead of focusing on those emotions that come from the disappointment, focus on what you can learn from that particular experience. Focus on what the knowledge gained from that particular experience. Like I was listening to I listened to it a long time ago. It's an interview I watched on E Network by Will.i.am, and it blessed me so much. I listened to it of recent, some days ago, and there was a particular part in the interview when he was talking about dealing with disappointment, and this is specifically what he said. Let me just read it for you. He said most people think no, which is no, means no. They think no means no, no means no. But he said I think no, no means to know. I think NO means to know, which is KNOW. Good morning, Sir Wap Clothing. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. He said, good morning, Mary. Thank you so much for joining. He said, I think know means to know, which is KNOW. He said, to know the parameters, to know what's possible, and then with that knowledge, you can do anything you put your mind to. And he says, and therefore, there is no such thing as no. I think that's the mindset that we all need to have. Many of the times we are trying to get some certain things, and it looks as if life is telling us no. It looks as if people are telling us no. We go to those places and they tell us no, and then we feel disappointed. But just like Will.i.am says, he says that no, no doesn't mean no, no. It means to know. To know that, look, there is nothing that you can't put your mind to if you gain if you pick out the lessons from that particular experience. So instead of focusing on the feelings, focusing on the hurt or the pain that comes from that particular situation, focus on what you can learn. Understand that life is what it is today. Right now, they've said no to you, but know that that no is just for today. Tomorrow can definitely be better. You can definitely have a yes. Even though you have a no today, even if you were disappointed today, tomorrow can definitely be better than what it is today. Some other people will say, well, Kayode, I think the best thing is that for me, the best way to deal with disappointment is perhaps to lower my standards. Perhaps I've been setting too high standards. I've been setting too high of expectations. So look, I'm done. I've been disappointed so much in life that look, I've told myself there is no longer any need for me to try anymore. I'm just going to stay in my comfort zone and just remain as I am. But I would say that the truth about it is that that's not life. Many of the things that we have enjoyed, that we have enjoyed in life, many of the things that have made life what it is, many of the things that has impacted us as the human race have come because certain people set high expectations. This shirt that I'm wearing on right now that looks like the simplest of all things. Remember that there was a time that, look, the entire human race was walking all about naked. But somebody set that high goal, somebody set that high standard that, look, there should be a way that we can clothe ourselves. And so it has evolved until now that, look, okay, clothing, nobody thinks about it. It's just one of the easiest things to do. The technology that you and I are enjoying. I was listening to the founder of AOL, which is supposed to be like the father of the parent company of the internet that we know today. And they were saying that, look, when we started this thing, many people looked at us crazy that there will be a day when everybody, every single moment, every single second, every single hour will be on the internet. Because then the internet was just something that, okay, you just get on for an hour or two and then you leave. But now, it's some people, for many of us now, it's like we can't do without the internet. We are on the internet 24/7. We are always connected. So, but imagine if they didn't set that high goal, if they didn't set that high standard, if from the things people were saying, from the disappointment comments that people made yesterday, they didn't set the high standard of believing that, look, this thing can be something really great. This thing can be a very powerful tool to help lives in the future. So I would say that, look, don't. To me, the solution is not reducing your standards. The solution is not reducing your goals. I always used to say, some people will say that don't dream because times are hard. You say in our nation, because times are hard, so don't dream. But I believe that we need to dream bigger because actually times are hard. It's actually because times are hard that we need to dream bigger. We need to set higher standards. We need to set higher goals. Or think another way to think about it is that perhaps the reason why you have been disappointed or the reason why you are experiencing so many disappointments is because you are actually setting the goals you are setting are not high enough. The standards that you are setting are not high enough. You need to think about it that way. The people that you have been approaching and that have been rejecting you or have been turning you down, perhaps it's time to tell yourself that, look, I need to dream beyond these people. I need to look beyond these people. I need to look ahead of these people. You are doing a particular business in a particular environment, and that business is struggling in that environment, and you are thinking, okay, maybe it's just time for me to pack up shop. But one thing I will say is that, look, maybe it's time to tell yourself that, look, I need to start dreaming beyond this environment. I need to look beyond this environment. I need to look to a bigger environment. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Vanilla Extract. Thank you so much for joining. So it might be time for you to say, look, I need to look beyond what I am now and say that, look, maybe the reason why I'm experiencing so many disappointments is because I'm setting too low of a standard. I've been saying this particular statement. It has blessed me so much. I heard it of recent. I've been saying it, and I'll keep saying it until someone gets it. It's a statement made by Cosmos Maduka, the CEO of Coscharis Motors, and he says that never let the fear of controversy deny you of any life experience. So it's that, for me, that statement is so powerful. Never let the fear of controversy deny you of any life experience. So instead of telling yourself that you need to reduce the size of your dream, I think you might need to just rethink it and say that, look, maybe it's time for me to dream bigger. Many of the times we feel, okay, for me to see this person, for me to achieve this particular goal, I need to know this person, I need to have a connection with this person. But who says you need to know somebody to meet Mr. President? Who says you need to know somebody to travel abroad? Take that step right now as you are. Take that step to go see that person that you have been thinking to see right now as you are. The reason why you have been experiencing so many disappointments, I believe, is because, okay, you are waiting to say, okay, this, who is going to help me, who is going to assist me, who is going to do this for me. But what I would just simply say is that, look, take the step. It's time, instead of looking for the person that for the small step to take you to the big step, why not just go ahead for that big step right now? Take that big step right now. Go for that thing as you are right now. Don't wait until, okay, you are all equipped, you know what you are doing. Good morning, Daisy. Thank you so much for joining. Don't wait until you have everything around you right now, or until somebody helps you. Go for that goal right now. Don't you have been telling yourself, oh, I want to take this business proposal to this big company, maybe to this big telecommunications company or to this big oil company, but you are scared because, oh, I don't know somebody. You are trying to talk to people who can connect you to the MD CEO of that company, but who says you have to wait for somebody to connect you? Go and look for the MD CEO. Walk right there into that office, right, and meet the receptionist, meet the secretary, and tell them you want to see the MD CEO. You don't have to. Let me just leave it there. I hope that you got something for that. So instead of lowering your standards, I believe that set higher standards. Another thing I would just say is that in dealing with disappointments, but in setting higher standards, we must remember that, look, it's not going to be perfect. I think that's just one thing we need to understand. Even as you set higher standards, as you take those big steps, as you dream bigger, just always remember that it's not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to turn out exactly as you imagine it. And then you have to tell yourself that, look, it's okay. But take satisfaction in the fact that you took the step, even though everything didn't turn out perfectly. Because just like I keep saying, that being your best, living the creative life, becoming all you are created to be, you must understand that, look, it's a process of two things. It's a process of two things: learning and creating. You are always learning and you are always creating. You learn so that you can create, you create and you learn some more. So it's a continuous process. It never gets perfect. Just because you set those high standards and you set those particular goals and you don't hit it, don't stop. Take the lessons that you have learned through that process and then re-strategize and keep going for it. Because just like Will.i.am says, he said no is not no. It only means to know. So when you know the parameters, when you learn the lessons, when you know the things that are available to you, then you re-strategize. And then you know that, look, there is nothing that is impossible that you have set your mind to, because why, you are always learning, and then you keep taking those particular steps. So it's okay. Remember that it's not going to be perfect. Remember that it's a process. Remember that it's a process of continuous learning and continuous creating. For many of us, some of us, what confuses us is the fact that for some of us that are religious, what confuses us is the fact that where is the place of faith when it comes to taking some of those goals and targets. We have a goal of going on a vacation, and we can't afford it right now, and then you are feeling unhappy, you are feeling sad, because okay, you feel you are supposed to be a man of faith, miracles are just supposed to be happening around you, and then why does it seem like nothing is happening? And then we go to God and we are whining and complaining, oh God, why me, why is this happening to me, when is my story going to be different? But one thing I would say is that, look, it's your duty is not to go about whining to God or going about complaining to God. Your duty is to do your very best where you are right now. Do your best, put in the best effort, keep re-strategizing, keep putting in the effort that you need to put in, and then let God do his own part, take care of his part of doing things or handling the things that are beyond your control. That's just the truth. The issue of timing is beyond your control. The issue of when something is going to happen is beyond your control. You can only do your best. You can only set your goals. You can only set your targets. You can set your deadline. But when that thing is actually going to happen, the day you're actually going to sell 1,000,000 copies of your book, that's my prayer for you. That's also my prayer for myself. The day you're actually going to hit bestseller status of 1,000,000 copies of your book, it's totally out of your control. We can pray. I pray that it happens tomorrow. If it happens tomorrow for me, wow, awesome. I'll be super glad. But that's totally out of my control. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep putting in the work. Even if I only sell 1 copy today, I'm going to say, wow, thank you, God. I sold 1 copy today. What can I do? What other strategies can I put in place? What other effort do I need to put in to sell more tomorrow? That's what it's about. Doing the things that you need to do. I put in strategies to sell 1,000. I only sell 1. So instead of getting disappointed, just tell yourself, okay, I wanted to sell 1,000. I only sold 1. Okay, what can I do? What is the lesson that I've learned from this one that I've sold? What can I do to finally hit that goal? And just knowing that, look, as you keep doing this, as you keep having this learning mindset, as you keep understanding that life is what it is today, and that's what it is, but it doesn't mean that because it is what it is today, it cannot get better tomorrow. Appreciating what you have today, knowing that, okay, this is what it is tomorrow, and appreciating that and having that understanding, I believe that definitely things will definitely work out for you. There's this quote that I heard from Max Lucado. He says that always remember that everything will work out in the end, and if it's not working out, then it's not the end. So that's one thing I want to encourage you, is that just keep taking those steps. Don't let the feelings of disappointment stop you. Disappointment will come, but just as it comes, let it go. Instead, have that learning mindset to pick up the lessons that you have learned and keep moving forward. And I see you achieving each and every one of those goals that you have set out to achieve. I hope that has helped somebody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that came on this morning. I really appreciate you taking out your time. Good morning, pretty Yeti Barbie. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, everyone. Daisy, Vanilla, Francis, Mary, Sewa, Inegabi, Bafo, I Am Noted, Beliza, Love Freeman, Olav Starid, Lisa. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this morning. God bless you. My book is still out there, Beconomy, The Economy of Becoming All You Are Created to Be, 32 life lessons to help you live the creative life. If you go on my Instagram page, the link is there. Just click on the link. In a few seconds, you get the first chapter of the book for free. Read it and do let me know what you think. I wish you a very restful weekend and a powerful week ahead, and pray for you, just like I said earlier, that these remaining few days of this month of June will be months of good news for you, to end this first half of this year on a great note, and to begin the second half of the year 2017 on an even more powerful note. Thank you so much once again. Till I see you next time, do remember your greatness is very sure.